Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking another quick look here at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on. Awesome stuff here in a lot of ways. And what I mean by awesome is just that it's kind of hanging out where we're supposed to. It's giving us some pretty big tells in the back end too with Bitcoin dominance, and that altcoins are really bleeding out here today. So just to kind of preface, if you're not familiar with this, when Bitcoin dominance goes up, we typically see the price of altcoins go down. Now that is contingent on the price of Bitcoin going down. And it seems strange, right? The price of Bitcoin going down, but its dominance is increasing. Well, it's mainly because, obviously, the price of other altcoins are dumping. And that's a common occurrence just based on the simple fact that profits are being taken for altcoins, especially those that are overextended, and we got a lot of overextended altcoins. If you're not familiar, if you take a look at our education section, I have it pinned here, of course. Again, right here, we're looking at Bitcoin dominance being up and the price of Bitcoin being down. We're seeing a dump for altcoins. Okay, what we need to see here soon is the price of basically Bitcoin price and the dominance kind of stabilizing, so we can see alts start to kind of round out, and then Bitcoin start to come up and alts come up as with it. Okay, so that's what we're looking for as the next potential phase. But I think we still got a little more further downside first before that happens. So we can expect some altcoins to continue to bleed out a little bit more. Speaking of bleeding, congrats again to our community members here over on our Premium Plus group. We took a nice short scalp from Avalanche, 36% in 12 hours, and we hit a nice target there for near in 3 days, about 60% there for one of our swing trades. So congrats again to our members on that, and thanks again for the wonderful feedback. Super happy to hear that that's working well for you. Also, congrats on the new exchange. I hear this is working very good for majority of everyone that's given me the feedback so far. Bitunix, fantastic exchange. Be sure to utilize them if you can. They have significant rewards if you use my link, and we'll also have trading competitions too. So make sure you reference that here soon. What we want to talk about here is on the back end, really quick. Just a note, we got a lot of longs kind of got wiped out yesterday, but the day before that, a lot of shorts got wiped. So it's this stupid little jump up, jump down, 35,000 one day, 38,000 the next. So kind of get used to it, unfortunately, but it's just the way that it goes. But right now we're seeing kind of like things kind of chill out and level out. Right there, that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level we talked about yesterday. We're still waiting on the consolidation at the cloud to kind of confirm bullish or bearish tendencies, but right now we're still under the cloud, so you got to recognize that we have more likelihood or propensity for the price action to decrease here moving forward. Taking a look at open interest here, excuse me. We're going to want to look at, of course, 36,500 right there. We got the most amount of longs. I'm venturing to guess we got the most amount of shorts there too. That's pretty much the open interest area there, 36,450 basically. Okay, so largest amount of positions there. We do have some late shorts here, entering the market at about 36,000 even. Those are folks expecting the price action to dump a little further. I do personally think we might be moving down, so let's talk about that. But really quick here to note, we have a heavy amount of shorts at about 38,500, and of course some longs at 33.5. Okay. So we're right in the middle of that range right now. So 36,000 is kind of like the exact middle of the upper and lower range. So I wouldn't say we have any massive concerns right now for liquidation levels, but there are some pretty significant ones. Again, just to mark on the chart right here at about 38.5 for shorts, and then 33.5 is right about here. Okay, so keep in mind, we do have some liquidity levels here. I think we're more likely to sweep this lower liquidity level here at about 34,800, upwards of 35.2 first, before the price returns back up, right? Because again, the whales want their money, okay? They took their money from here and they wiped it out last night pretty hard, or the night before last. And then of course, we're seeing this swing down, so it makes sense that we get some kind of average out at low 35s. Okay, so that's just kind of what I'm leaning more towards myself. Elliott Wave and a few other factors are kind of letting us know that that's a potential reality. So taking a look here at the daily, quickly to note, I put this magnet on here, just kind of give you perspective that that's a liquidity level that should be swept. Nothing super bearish on the daily time frame. We were hugging the 20-day SMA yesterday, and we still are. So until we break below that, I wouldn't say that we are full-on bearish. Even if we do break below that, it's really not like a bearish scenario. I don't think the price of Bitcoin is just going to continue to dump, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, honestly, shenanigans are shenanigans, and that's what whales do. So just be prepared for anything. Statistically, November is a really profitable month, but you got to recognize, since it's profitable and it's been statistically profitable, what's to keep them from wiping out all those longs and making it a red month, right? Again, they like to change things up, so just be ready for it. Again, I welcome a price point in 30,000, just so we can add to our spot bags and continue to average dollar cost average on the way down. Again, it's not a terrible thing. But for the most part, if you haven't taken profit yet, I'm sorry, you should have taken profit by now if you had a long position open in anywhere between 33 to 35K. That being said, if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, let's wrap this up here for us. We can kind of note a couple of things here. On the 4-hour, we're below the 0.5 on Fibonacci. I mentioned yesterday 36,500 is going to be resistance. It held very strong. The Ichimoku cloud on the hourly, you'll see that here in a moment, is holding that price action there as well. That's where I said not to take a long position because there is no green light whatsoever. Okay, so if you got lucky with a little wick up there to 36.7 and took some profit, good for you, but that's really not how you're supposed to trade, right? Don't trade on luck, trade on statistical data. That's what we're here for. Last but not least, let's go ahead and quickly reference the RSI. This is below 50. That's commonly a bearish sign, even though the money flow index was flowing higher. It got rejected by that resistance level at 0.5 Fibonacci. So keep in mind, we are in a position right now where while we are above the 100-day SMA, and that's working tentatively as a support, we're below the 20 and the 50, and that's really not a great place to be. So I see a lot more bearish qualities here than bullish, so I would not, I'd just be cautious and careful and recognize that we are not in a great situation here. But that being said, though, we do have this area here between 36.7 and roughly 37.1 as a fair value gap that hasn't been filled yet. So my speculation isn't that that'll get hit. We could see a dead cat bounce where the price comes up and down, but I think it's more likely the price sweeps here and then comes back up at one point. Okay, so again, just some theory here, of course. Nothing's for sure. Just trying to kind of see what's going on here. So this is what I was talking about yesterday. If you saw my video last night, you'll know that you never take a trade into the cloud, specifically a long if you're underneath it. You want to confirm and close above the cloud in order for you to have confirmation. Okay, we're far from that. We have the conversion line below the baseline giving us a little bit of momentum to the downside. Lagging span's not free and clear of the price action or won't be here in about an hour or two. That implies if you have a short position open, you should probably close that too, right? So we're kind of getting this indecisive time frame. And this is a case in point where I don't take trades. I typically wait on the sidelines for either a big move down or up before I take a position. So please recognize here at this point, this is not the most phenomenal situation. There's really nothing super telling here that we're going to go either direction, but the overall sentiment is that we're moving down, at least on the shorter time frames. So if majority of the time frames, 2 out of 3, at least 2 of the 3 that I use the most and are more consistent, if they're telling us the price is going to go down, what do you think is going to happen, right? Because again, the daily takes a while for it to kind of average out those price actions, right? Again, it's like RSI is based on 14 candlestick lag. So that's 14 days before we really see the true results. So again, a little too slow. The hourly and the 4-hour are telling us a lot more, and that is essentially that this lower liquidity level has a larger propensity to being swept than it would be for the price action to shoot higher from here. Okay, so again, keep in mind we're not in fantastic shape. This is not dire straits either. Okay, this is just standard trading. We've got a couple of manipulation wicks here, and then we're kind of just left in the middle, right? So a lot of people scratching their heads right now, not sure what to do when the whales know exactly what's going to happen next. Let's go ahead and see what happens. And in the meantime, be patient. Try not to FOMO in. Do me a favor too, if you could, please like the video, follow, of course, if you haven't already, and comment below too. Let us know what kind of position you have with Bitcoin. Do you think we're going to hit 40,000 first, or do you think we're going to retest the 30,000 range before that happens? Okay, I'm curious what your thoughts are there. I'd love to hear it. It really helps us grow the channel too. Jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, or Discord if you want to get some information there. Pretty much everything I provide to you in these charts here is available there as well. I do look forward to working with you. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.